Hello, everybody. I am Lauren Weinberg. I am the Becoming Coach. I'm a psychologist turned empowerment and holistic well being coach.
And I'm Melanie McLeod. I am a certified empowerment coach and I'm also an entrepreneur success coach. Welcome to Talking Transformation Live.
Where we will always have real talk in real time for real people. And that's you, and that's us. We're real people too.
Yes, we are. So, speaking of real people and real talk, what are we talking about today, Lauren?
Oh my gosh, today we are talking about such an important topic. I think it's one that probably almost every woman struggles with at some point, which is why invest in yourself?
Why invest in myself is a huge question. It's a small question that's just so big. And I
Yes.
think that it changes in intensity as we take on more in our life. Because for many of us as women, we're caretakers, we're caregivers. We are really good at making sure that everybody has what they need and everyone is taken care of. And sometimes we do that at our own expense.
Oh my gosh, I think we so often do that at our own expense, right? And culturally, right? Women, to be good women, we're taught that you give, 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 right? We are not even taught to say, what is it that I want? What is it that I need? It's just not culturally what being a good woman is. We are taught to give. And I think that it's often at the expense. I can't tell you how many clients I've worked with, sometimes even myself, saying like, what do I want in this situation? Or clients who've said to me, they don't even know what movie they would want to watch on their own or what food they'd want to order for dinner because they're always giving their choice to somebody else.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. And, it's really important to know who you are, not to lose your identity. I think it's important to be able to say, I can love and I can care for people, but not at my own expense. That I too deserve to have what I want in life. I deserve, to have the best of things. And that it doesn't always have to be about sacrifice.
Well, that old adage, rising tides lifts all ships, right? Like, I think that when everybody is given the opportunity to explore more for themselves, whatever that means in their life, right? For me, I know that when I was making the decision to go back to work, there were a million different directions that I could have taken. I could have gone back to being a psychologist and doing what I did before, or I could have gotten a different kind of job. To go back and become a coach, I had to make a major investment in myself. And it wasn't just money, there was a lot of money, right? Thousands of dollars to go for the training that I went to. But it was also time for me, time away from my husband, away from my family, and energy. Right, I actually went and trained in person at Duke twice. It was amazing, but like that's a major commitment of how you're showing up for yourself. And I think it's, all those ways of showing up for yourself. It was scary. It was, and I felt like, did I deserve it? At the time, I hadn't been working for a long time, so I was asking my husband to also make this investment. And I, in a lot of ways, wasn't sure I deserved it. I had to do a lot of work on myself first, right? Because I was choosing to go into a whole new career that I didn't know what it would look like on the other side.
Hmm.
But I
Exactly.
know that by like exploring that, by leveling up my life, it not only changed my life, it changed the lives of everybody around me.
Yes. And there's a lot of people I think that who and they think about, hey, what do I want? And that what does it require? And I'll go, oh well, I would have to go back to school. Well, I'm not going to spend that kind of money on me.
Right,
Well, why not? Why
right.
not? Because if somebody else that you knew said that they wanted to invest in an education for themselves, would you discourage them? Why are you discouraging yourself? And so we can't go into the, I can't take money away from my family and I'm too old. And all of those things are limiting beliefs, which is a whole nother topic that we probably will need to get into one day, because we have these limiting beliefs. We tell ourselves what we can't do. We can't because we can't because. Instead of being able to say, this is what I want, and energy follows thought.
It does. And I'm just going to take that moment to pause there 1 second and just to remind that if anybody is here with us live, right, which
Let
is
us
we
know.
love to, we have these conversations live, and mostly just because, this is how real life happens, right? It happens unscripted. And we're not looking to have anything scripted. We're just having a conversation, and we'd love to have you as part of the conversation. So if anybody is here with us live today, please drop a note. Please say hello. We can't see you. We only know that you're here if you drop us a note. And if you're not here live, do comment, please, because we'd like to keep the conversation going. Yeah. And, I think that there's always a good reason not to, right? There's always some other need that may arise. It's easy to say, oh, I can't earmark that money for myself because my kid needs such and such, or my partner needs such and such, or my parents, or I can't take that time because that time could be better spent volunteering, or it could be better spent by me maybe even working a second job. Like there's always another reason to give yourself maybe, I don't know, an excuse or
Yeah, but no one's telling anyone to take food out of their kids' mouths by any means. And so, we're not saying, oh, yeah, I deserve to have this, so I'm just, sorry, kid, you're out of luck. You're not eating today. We
right.
definitely do
Eat
not.
cereal for a month. I've got things to go
Definitely don't want
do.
to do that. We don't. We want it. We have to feed the kids, but it's being able to believe that there is a way that you can accomplish everything that you need to do, that your family can be taken care of, and so can you.
And it's what you said before. It's like recognizing, and I think this is the hang up for so many people, recognizing that you're worth it, that you deserve, right? Just I deserve it. I'm worth it. I am worth the investment of my energy. I'm worth the investment of my time. I'm worth the investment of money to make my future better, just to enjoy my life more, to find my purpose, whatever it is, right? To remind yourself that you are worth it.
That is so true. I had a client one time who she wanted to get some additional training. She was a single mom,
Mm.
and she really didn't have disposable income. And she knew that she wanted it. And through our sessions, she just kept talking about, I want to get this training. I want to be able to do these things. And then one day out of nowhere, she found out about a program and she received a scholarship,
Mm.
and they paid for everything for her to go.
Wow. Wow, what a great story, right? Like you ask the universe and somehow it delivers. If you believe, it can deliver. But that's a whole other show. But there is a way, whether you get this, I mean, there's a way to make it happen for
And you
yourself.
can't always see it. I mean, the people always think that, in order for you to believe something, I have to see it. But
Hmm.
that's not what faith is about. That's not what the manifesting is about. It's about you trusting. And trusting is about, I don't necessarily have to see it. I have to know it in my heart and in my spirit. I have to know that it can happen.
And whether it's manifesting or trust in yourself. I mean, we've talked about confidence as being trust in yourself. Faith is not only faith in the universe or whatever, superpower at large you believe in, but faith in yourself, right? That's why they call it a leap of faith. You're taking that leap to know that you have what it takes to figure it out. It's sometimes baby steps, and sometimes it's asking for help, right? It might be help monetarily, like physical help, or it might be help with someone watching your kids, or it might be help in just asking somebody to figure out what steps need to be taken. It might be help by getting coaching. But It's okay to ask for help, and it's okay to ask for yourself.
Yes,
And
because even when we talk about coaching, that's a huge investment in yourself. And a lot of people will say, oh, no, 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 I can't afford that. You can't afford not to invest in yourself.
you can't afford not to, because look, when you feel more fulfilled, when you feel happier, when you just feel satisfied in your life, and there's always something next, so maybe not like fully satisfied, but you're feeling like you're standing in your purpose, that you're just happy, whatever it is. you I always say, this is what I do with my clients. You feel like you shine, and when you shine, you light up the world around you, right? Like
Yes.
anytime you fill yourself up, you're going to be a better friend, a better daughter, a better parent, a better partner, a better uh, worker.
Yes. Yes. Well,
Employee, that's the
yes,
word.
I'd love to use the example, Lauren, of conversations I've had with you. You are always quoting books, and Lauren is an avid reader, and she is always asking me about different authors or different people. Have I read their works? And I would look at her and say, Lauren, when do I have time to read a book? With my schedule, and I'm an adjunct professor. I'm teaching. I'm coaching. I'm doing all of these things. I would love to read. I don't have the time. And Lauren said, well, books are on tape. And I'm going, oh, I didn't even think of that. And now I'm able to listen to books because I'm in the car and I'm going places all the time. If I'm working, even if I'm cooking, I put the book on while I'm cooking. I put the book on while I'm driving. And yes, now I can swap stories about different authors with Lauren because I invested in myself, even though I didn't think I had enough time to do it.
And that is the bottom line. Like anything that we think is a priority, we make time for. Making ourselves the priority in this situation, right? The priority for, again, whether it's time, energy, or money,
Mhm.
we can figure out a way to make it work.
Yes.
You
And
just have to
sometimes
create it.
you're not going to be the one that figures it out. And I love to be able to say, hey, I get the problem solved for myself. But you know what? I didn't even think of the books on tape. And I probably would have thought of it for a client, but I didn't think of it for myself. So we have to remember that sometimes we have to listen to suggestions that other people make because they're there to help us solve our problems, even though we didn't realize we had a problem.
Or even, it may be a problem and it may just be a puzzle.
Yeah,
But this
a
is why
mystery.
we have these conversations. And, Melanie, you're one of the people in my world that I count on to help me broaden my world. And any investment I've made, that's like time. A lot of people even feel like they don't have the time to go spend with a friend, to have a conversation. But guess what? That's another way of investing in yourself,
Yeah.
because every time I talk to you, I learn something. I broaden my horizons. I become a better person. And I feel happier. And like that, investing in our own joy, investing in our own happiness, like maybe that investment is travel. Maybe that investment is a hobby. Maybe that investment is like taking a class just for fun. It doesn't have to be something to level up at work. It doesn't have to be something huge, but it's giving yourself the opportunity to grow. And that's why you
Mhm.
invest in yourself, because
That's,
life is about growth.
yeah, that's beautifully said. So we would like to challenge all of you to say, what investments have you made in yourself, and what investments would you like to make in yourself? So feel free to put down something in the comments if you're watching this recording. But as Lauren keeps saying, we really, a lot of times, especially women, we think things, but we don't always say them. And so this is a time. I've had people who I know watch the show because they told me later, and I said, "Well, no one ever came on the chat," and she said, "Well, I was just listening," and I said, "That's great. but we want to take that next step. We want to be able to grow. We want to be able to say, okay, we're comfortable listening. Now let's get out of my comfort zone and let me speak. Let me find my voice and let me say what I actually feel and think about these topics because you do matter. So I really would like to encourage you, and we're going to keep on doing it each week. No matter how much we see that blank screen, we're going to keep on saying, reach out to us, talk to us. Let's expand this conversation.
Oh my God, that is so beautifully said, Melanie. And this is one of those instances where, again, I'm always saying, lend your voice to the conversation because you never know who you're going to inspire. So tell us the ways that you've invested in yourself. Tell us the ways you're thinking about investing in yourself because maybe somebody else will see that, it'll spark something for them, or maybe they will have tried it and they'll be able to offer a suggestion. So let's keep the conversation going.
Absolutely. And we hope that you will join us next week, same time, same place, uh, Talking Transformation Live at 5. Thanks for watching our video. And if you would like to reach out to us, you can contact us at Talking Transformation Live at gmail.com or at either one of our websites. Take care. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye bye.